It's the middle of March. I get started on these food plots. I got a whole 50-pound sack of clover here, and I'm going to do some frost seeding in between the orchard. This is the easiest one to do, so I'm just going to get started with this right here. Let's spin around here, and I'll show you what's going on here. So you all probably have seen all this before, all the plantings that we did, the bushes and the trees. And last year on this side, I frost seeded clover all around these because I don't want to have to mow grass in between all the trees. I kind of just want it to be like a clover field, and it'll put some nitrogen in the soil too at the same time. So on this side, I didn't do that. So this is just straight weeds and grass around all these trees. So I'm going to get started on this half and go through all this. And then over here, if it doesn't start raining, behind me you can see the cornfield here. I got to break out the tractor and bush hog all that corn, and then I'm going to run the disc over it and loosen that up. And I think I've got a 50-pound sack of crimson clover. So this cornfield here this year is going to turn into a crimson clover field, but I got to do the easy stuff first. So let's get started with that. Before I get started, I just wanted to show you, like, let's say right here, these are the hazelnuts that we planted, and you can see, let me see if you can look at the buds on the tree. Like, they're all doing really well. They didn't freeze out or anything. They're actually budding. But on this one, which is pretty crazy, I looked this up, and it said the hazelnuts, before they even bloom, the catkins, that's those things hanging there, it'll produce catkins right here, these things. So it's alive. It actually sprouted. Like, it's just a little stem. It's not even big at all, but it worked. It's growing. So that's good news. And everything else seems to be doing pretty well too. A couple of the tips on some of the trees seem to be a little brown, but this is a crab apple, and that one looks okay. Let's go down to, these are all crab apples here. Let's take a look at have a look at everything, screw it. How about right here, the chinkapins? They look like they're alive. They got like a reddish color to them, but they actually look like nothing's going on. Here's one, it's pretty big. This is pretty tall. This seems like it definitely grew. This thing's up out of the cage, and it's going to be hard for you guys to see, but it actually has little buds on it. And then if you go down here to the huckleberries, I looked at these and I'm really surprised. They're doing really well. Can you see that? The huckleberries, all the huckleberries are doing really well. And then the blueberries at the bottom. But it seems like, so far from what I could tell, it seems like everything made it through the winter pretty good. Didn't turn into dead sticks in the ground. Everything seems to be alive. And let's see, up this way is more normal fruit trees, like wildlife fruit trees, like enterprise apples, glimmer pears, stuff like that. But they all seem to be doing pretty well too. Let's look at this. The pear trees always do well here. Yeah, see this, it actually bloomed and then it got cold and burned the leaves off. Look at this pear tree. It's like 8 feet tall already. Let me get started with this clover. So this sack I got here, I stick glasses for everything, man. I can't see anything anymore. It's a mixed bag of clover. So it says it's an overseed mixture. Red clover, ladano, white clover. That's it. There's three different types of clover. It's mostly red, ladano, and then a small amount of white. So three different types of clover in here. Let's see what that looks like, actually. I wonder if you could tell. Oh yeah. I'm going to use this. I don't use my backpack sprayer because clover comes out so fine that I use this because it's got a trigger on it. And if you look in there, you can open the gate with your trigger as you're walking and really watch it. See the different kind? All right, let's get started here. That didn't take long, like 10-15 minutes at the most. I did the top half, then I came down and did the bottom half. I even went up on that side that I did last year too, just a little bit. But I gotta save most of this bag of clover for another area around the hillside. We're gonna do some frost seeding down there in one of my best food plot areas, but I'm gonna do that a little bit later. We made it to the other side finally. So that frost seeding's done, and now we're doing my favorite area here. This is the side of the hill with the little house up on the side. If you watch all the hunting videos, a lot of the deer are like right here in this tall brown grass here. Now it doesn't matter if I've got food plots, if it's soybeans, corns, brassicas, doesn't matter what it is. This stuff here, whatever this is, it's just junk grass. It's tall brown grass during the hunting season. It's almost like waist high. And then what I do is I just broadcast seeds into it. I don't mow it. I don't do anything to this. And it's like the best food plot ever. Like you don't ever have to do anything to it. Now it's got sticker bushes in it. And if a tree starts to grow, I'll cut that. Or if a sticker bush gets too big to where if you look out in the field, it looks like a brown spot out in the field, I'll cut that out. But just leaving it this tall brown grass, whether if it has goldenrod in it or whatever the heck else is in it naturally, they like it. So what I have here is some of the clover that I just did, but I also have purple top turnips and collard greens. So I'm going to try something new. So I'm going to put the clover in here, but I'm also going to get a scoop of each one of these too. And I know it's early, it's March, it's frost seeding, and you're not supposed to plant these till later, but I don't know, I got half a bag of each one, and I will save some seeds for later in the season, but I think I'm going to try to just get some purple top turnips and these collards and just put them in here and just let them grow naturally. And if they grow throughout the summer and they go to seed, who cares? Just because this hillside, that's what it's for. It's just for stuff to grow naturally all on its own. So this will be an experiment with these two bags here and see what happens. And it's going to be interesting. I'm going to walk through here later on and see if those actually grow. I'm looking around here because there's like, you can see right here, there's like deer trails running straight through this stuff all the way down. They tore it down to mud. So they're still walking around in this stuff. When I look out the window, they're still up on this hillside. There's something down in here. I can see a little bit of clover mixed in here and there, but I think because of all this matted grass, it's like an insulated blanket to the side of this hill, and it's holding food for them like a lot. Like it's like a no work food plot. I don't know, we're gonna see how this turns out, but I think this might be like one of the best things you could do on a property is just save a hillside. If you have a hillside, just to let it grow naturally, and just don't till it, don't spray it, don't put nothing in it. Just walk through and just broadcast whatever you want into it. And now it's high risk, but it's high reward. So your germination rate is probably going to be way down because a lot of these seeds aren't going to make it to the dirt or get eaten by whatever. But even if you get like a 30% germination rate, 30% on this hillside, and you don't have to do anything, and they come to it and they feel safe, it might be worth it. If you don't have these $60,000 tractors and no-till drills and all this stuff people are doing nowadays, just walk through some stuff and broadcast in there. All right, let's get started with that. I should have brung a bucket, like a 5-gallon bucket, to mix this stuff into. But I'm going to use all this clover, so I think I'll just get a scoop of each one of these and mix it into the clover. That's one of them. I don't know if that's the turnips or the collard greens. I don't know. And that's the other. They almost look exactly the same. Actually, one's a little bit lighter and the other one's darker. Let's mix them up. All right, so there's my special blend. Like I said, it's the 3 different types of clovers. It's red, white, ladano, and then I just put in the purple top turnips and the collard greens. And I'm just going to walk this, and whatever happens, happens. We'll see. So I just want to show you what the ground actually looks like here. So you can see, are the seeds even going to make it down to the soil or not? Well, I'm on a deer trail, and let's take a look. You can actually see the seeds there. Here's a good example here. See the dirt? I can see like one of every seed here. So you can see there's a deer trail going this way, and now there's one cutting this way, and there's seeds all in this. There's a deer trail going down that way. They're just crisscrossing this way. You can see that one pretty easy. There's one going this way. They just like snake their way. There's one here, one there. There's one going up this way. Look at this. See this one cutting across the field? So let's see, and since the seeds made it, they're there. So there's seeds going to make it down to the dirt. If anything, they'll be on the deer trails, and the deer they constantly make new trails. Like look at this one, all the way down. So I don't know, within every 10 feet there's deer trails snaking all through here, so there's going to be seeds on that. Okay, all done. That bag of clover is around $200. It might be a little bit more than $200. So this is an expensive way to put seed in. I mean, without doing it the proper way, just spreading it into like a natural area like this, it's an expensive way for the return that you get. So the germination rate is going to be a lot lower. We know that. But in this natural area, that's pretty much the only way to do it, to put something good in there with what's already there. And if you look back through the channel, the deer actually love this hillside. They pick through here. You could look out the windows with the binos and look here, and you could see 10 or 15 deer popping their heads up and eating in this stuff, and you couldn't see them with the naked eye, but they're all in this stuff. They don't want to be like in a big, flat, perfectly cut field like way back there. It's just like, I think I had oats in there or something, but when there's just nothing there and it's just like a flat field, I don't know if they don't feel safe or what, but this hillside doing this works for me. But it's a high risk, high reward, and it's an expensive way to do it. I don't even know if it's expensive because you didn't need any equipment. You just walk through it and just spread out the seeds. And I know I missed a lot of spots and I zigzag and I overlap, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how you do it because it's just a natural area and you're just putting some more beneficial seeds into the seed bank on this hill that's already there and just letting nature do what nature does. But you're just helping it with the seeds that you want. So, I don't know, I try to hope for like 30% germination rate on this hillside is what I'd like to have. And that's all you need. That's all you need. They're in here every year during hunting season eating.